Hey eBay friends, it's Suzanne A. Wells. Thanks for coming back for another video. And I wanted to make a video for you about how to create the perfect eBay listing, both for SEO, which is search engine optimization, and for reaching your buyers. So this video may be a little bit long, but this is everything you need to know because it is proven, it is correct, and it is what eBay recommends. So let's get started. Okay, there is only one way to create a perfect listing on eBay, and that is the way that eBay says to do it. There are no shortcuts, tricks, secrets, formulas, tools, programs, gimmicks, or workarounds. If you are not getting the sales you want or are confused about what to do, how to create a listing, this video shows you the right way to complete the perfect listing on eBay. The things you need to do are not difficult, complicated, time-consuming, or expensive. There's a lot of bad information on the internet about how to create your listing on eBay, and it's really simple. Just do what eBay tells you to do. These things are common sense. They are suggested by eBay in their best practices, and they are proven to increase sales. And by proven, I mean because I use these techniques, and other sellers I know who are successful use them. Now, there are several reasons you want to create your listings the right way. The first one is for SEO, or search engine optimization, or in plain English, to get to the top of search organically. And when I say organically, that means it just happens. You're doing all the things the search engine likes, you come up at the top, buyers find you, they buy your items, and it all works. So that's one reason you want to do this correctly. Second is to reach buyers by using the right keywords. If you're not speaking your buyer's language, they won't find your listings. And I know a lot of you have been watching my keyword videos and realizing there's a word for that pattern. There's a word for that thing. And so you've got to know what these things are so you can put those words in your titles and buyers can find you. And I'll say it again, it's never an issue of um, not having good things to sell. It's not what you're selling, it's how you're selling. So, that's part of the problem when people have slow sales is they're not speaking to their buyers the right way. Number 3 is to enhance the buyer's experience. In other words, to give buyers the info they need so they aren't confused or leave the listing out of frustration. And we've all been to those kinds of listings where or websites in general. Like the website is sloppy, it's not put together well, it's not a good user experience. You can't figure out what to do, what to click on. The font's too small, or it's too light, or you can't read it. We don't want any of that going on with listings because if the buyer has a bad experience, they're just going to leave your listing and go to somebody else. So, we're going to talk about some of those things to enhance the buyer's experience so they don't leave your listing because you've done all this work to find a great item, clean it up, take pictures of it, get it up on eBay. But if nobody can find it, or if the buyer gets there and there's an issue and they leave, you've done all that work for nothing. And number 4 is simply for aesthetics. So it looks good, pleasing to the eye, neat, professional, and organized. Buyers are more willing to give their money to sellers who present listings well. So you just want to look good. Now, how do I know what I'm about to share with you is the right way? Because number 1, I'm a rule follower and respect what eBay tells us is the truth, and it works. So all of this comes from eBay. And I've been doing eBay myself since 2003 every day. So I have the experience to draw on. I have a video I'll put a link to at the top about my 6 most epic fails on eBay and all the things I did wrong, where I learned I was doing things wrong and got suspended a few times simply because I didn't know. So you can learn from that, because as I've been on my eBay journey since 2003, I continue to learn by trial and error, um, and by doing things wrong that I didn't know were wrong. So that can save you from being suspended. All of the information in this video comes from eBay announcements, eBay webinars, eBay radio, eBay correspondence, and eBay events. So this is not something I'm making up. I didn't, hear this on Facebook, or, I didn't think I might have heard someone that could have said this kind of thing, that you read about, or in the comments on YouTube, um, where somebody throws out an idea or a rule they thought they might have heard, but they can't back it up with anything. So all of this information comes from eBay, and that's really all we need to care about when we're doing listing. So these are facts that eBay has outright told sellers, this is what you need to do. And this should be the only video you're watching that is telling you the exact way to do this on eBay. Again, there's a lot of bad information out there where people are telling you things that they cannot back up, or they're just creating theories and scenarios and stuff, and all that does is derail you. So just focus on this stuff. Also, this is the exact process that our virtual assistants use when listing our clients' items. Um, I came up with this process based on what I do and some other sellers that are on my team to create a consistent, high quality product that follows eBay's best practices for listings and is designed to help our clients sell better and make more money. So I'm sharing with you what we're doing with our clients. Our system is proven to work, and clients are happy with the work and see consistent sales. So here's a few testimonials from our virtual assistant clients. Um, you can pause the video and visit their stores and take a look at what we're doing. Maggie, we've been working with her since 2016, and she's been a very consistent client and listing. We've been listing for her maybe 100 listings a month. She said that her sales have taken off. She's not listing anything on her own. Stephanie's her only lister, and so it's not even worth her time to do it anymore. She relies on us for her listings. Lynn has been one of our biggest clients. Um, we have listed in 1 month almost 700 items for her, and 82 have sold. She made a profit of $1,560.59, which works out to be $35.85 average per item. There are still 608 items that we listed for her that haven't sold yet. And she has over 1,200 items in her store. So we have helped her build up her store, and she's selling like crazy. Diana's another great customer, talking about how she's getting items listed faster. Um, she does eBay full time, but recently her mother-in-law became ill and had to help care for her, so that means she has less time for eBay. So just another happy customer. Michael said he saw a difference after 1 week. Confirms the more you list, the more you sell. And then Kylie was talking about how she had bought, come into 600 items that she got practically free from a consignment store in her area. And we're helping her get all those listed. And she's also sent her son to us, who also has an eBay business. So a lot of people are happy with this process that I'm going to show you, and this is not rocket science, but I did think I should lay this out for you step by step, because it's really easy once you just break it down. So you can take this information and apply it to your own business, or if you use one of our VAs or want to, here's exactly what we'll be doing for you. Titles. We always fill the title with as many meaningful keywords as possible. There should rarely be more than 4 to 5 characters left over. eBay says to do this. For clothing, we have a format we follow closely. with brand, item, size, type, men's or women's, and color, and then other relevant keywords. Now, the relevant keywords is the part where people rely on us for our expertise because they might not know style details. They might not know the difference in a sheath dress and an A-line dress or a t-shirt dress. They may not know what all the details on clothing is called, and we do. We know how to describe it. And that's one place that you're going to get more people clicking on your listings is if you've got the right keywords. Like I've got a video that talks about cold shoulder tops, which some people didn't know there was a word for that. There's things like circle skirts or all the different kind of patterns that are on clothing that you might not know have a name, sublimation tops, or animal prints, cheetah print. I just did one. Oh, mandalas. All different kind of things that you might not know that there's a name for it. So that's where our expertise can come in handy is we can put more keywords in your title that the buyers are going to search for so they land on your listing. And um, some of our clients use our service for a while until they learn how to write better titles and use better keywords, and then they don't need it anymore. So they use it as a learning tool. Um, Always avoid punctuation in your title unless it is part of the brand name. Like Chico's has a apostrophe, J. Crew has a period in it. But you don't want any punctuation in your title because buyers don't search for that. You want every character to be something that a buyer will search for. So you want to focus on words and you don't want to put uh, quotation marks around things because buyers aren't going to search for that and that's a waste of space. And it also throws off the search engine. So um, always avoid punctuation in your title line. Okay, for the category, always choose the most relevant category on eBay. eBay has that thing now where the categories will pop up and it'll try to put your item in the right category, but sometimes it's wrong. So you always want to check that to make sure it makes sense. Especially if you're doing collectibles or unusual items, it may try to stick it in the wrong category. So always review that. UPC code, if there is one on your item, put it in. And some brands now are requiring that. I know two that I've got to go pull out my item and find the UPC code on are Ralph Lauren and an Oakley pair of shorts. So um, that's just another thing you can put in there that provides more information. Cassini, the search engine, likes complete listings that have a lot of information on them. So everything you can fill out is going to benefit you. As far as condition, always choose the appropriate condition from the pull down box, and the custom description box should be filled in unless our clients request we don't do that. But we normally have um, a standard verbiage for things. Like for clothing, we say good pre owned condition, and that's it. You don't need to go into all there's a small stain 1/4 inch from the second button. You can do that in the description area. So that little pull down box under where you're writing, you're choosing the condition, should just be a short phrase that gives the general condition of the item. Um, so yeah, our business suggested phrase for this is good pre-owned condition unless the client has something very specific they want to say. And again, just use your good judgment there. Now, photos, always want these to be in focus um, and cropped edge to edge. We don't edit photos through our VA service, but that's the one part that we can't fix. So if your photos are not great, that's something you're going to have to work on, get your lighting figured out, get a better backdrop, whatever you need to do. But photos are really important because the only thing standing between you and your buyer is that computer screen, and they can't touch the item, they can't pick it up, they can't take it into better lighting and look at it. So you've got to present it as well as possible. Um, Obviously, always turn them the right way. I cannot tell you how many listings on eBay I've seen where the pictures are all turned wrong. They're sideways or upside down. And eBay has that built-in photo editor So it just takes a couple of seconds to turn them the right way. And I've got a video about how to use that built-in photo editor um, to do various things, crop, adjust the lighting, all kinds of stuff. So use it. It's there. It's free. Um, it takes a few extra minutes, but that could mean the difference in a sale or not. Also, make sure that the checkbox for the gallery is turned off so that you're not charged anything extra. Sometimes eBay slips that in there, and you get to the bottom of the page and your fee is $1 and it's supposed to be a free listing. And it's like, wait a minute, what did they put in there? I think eBay does that by design randomly to try to get extra money because maybe people aren't paying attention. So always check that gallery checkbox under your photos. Okay, item specifics. These are all those little boxes that you fill out. You fill in as many of them as possible. Country it's made in, style, all that kind of stuff. Again, this is where our expertise can help you if you don't know. If you don't know the style of the skirt, is it a tulip skirt? Is it a pencil skirt? Is it, um, what is the style? And that's where our expertise comes in handy. We don't add any, and you shouldn't either, because these item specifics are preset by eBay and they show up on the right hand column of eBay when buyers are searching for things, and they're used as filters. So if you've got a top that's 90% cotton, 10% spandex, you don't need to create another item specific for that because nobody's going to search for that. Nobody's going to filter for that. You can put that information in the description box where you write everything out. You want to go by what is preset there. So, it's like 100% cotton, 100% silk, 100% cashmere, whatever, eBay has come up with that are the main choices that are filtered by buyers. That's what those are for. So when you add them in there, nobody can filter by that. It's kind of just a waste of time. Now the description box. If if we have a client that has a specific format that's working for them, that's fine. We go ahead and use it, but we do have a suggested way that we do it. And it's because eBay has said to do it this way. And we get people come to us and we suggest to use our format because it's good, better for SEO. It's mobile optimized. eBay says to do it this way. So this is what our format looks like. Bullet points with just short phrases, information about the item, and that's it. This is how it looks. So this is our standard, how we do most listings. We don't do paragraphs because eBay says not to do that. This is not, the Southern Living magazine where you need to write a story, because buyers don't want to know that. They just want to know, what is it, what's it made of, what's the condition, what are the measurements, how much does it cost. That's it, and that's all you need to worry about. Bullet point formatting looks professional, and it is search engine optimized and mobile optimized. eBay also recommends black text on white background. This looks professional, it's easy to read on desktop and mobile, and loads faster. So if you've got 5 different colors and 6 different fonts and all these, crazy cartoony things on there, that's really not good for search, and it's not good for mobile either. You want it to be short, sweet, to the point, easy to read, because you know what? Buyers are looking at a lot more listings than just yours. And if they get to yours and it's all confusing and it's too busy, they're just going to click away. So if you have some of that going on, which I know it's fun to get in there and play with the fonts and do all these different things, but eBay recommends that you don't do that, and it's not good for search. So if you're doing that, you may be getting pushed down in search. So eBay also recommends not putting return or other policies in the description box, because text unrelated to the product confuses the search engine and has a negative effect on your listing in search, meaning you get pushed down. Put those policies in the proper section. You've got an area for shipping where it says other notes. You've got an area for returns where you can explain your policy that says something like item must be returned in original condition, or whatever you want to say about that item. Put those things in the proper sections. Another reason is because for the buyer experience, and you've probably had this happen as a buyer, when you get to a listing and there's all this stuff like a drill sergeant's yelling at you. Like, you can't do this, and we don't do that, and we're not going to do this, and we only ship on Fridays because we have 5 kids and we're busy, or, whatever it is. And I've seen stuff like that. Buyers don't want to read that. They don't care what's going on in your life. They want you to ship their item that they bought. So be very careful with your tone. You want to be friendly, professional, accommodating. Think about how you would want someone to speak to you if you walked into a business. How do you want to be treated? And that's exactly what you've got to do when you're writing out these policies and things, is you've got to take on a professional tone, because there's plenty of other sellers they can buy from. They don't owe you anything. They don't care that you're busy. Now, if you do have some issues with time in your life where you can only ship 2 days a week, just explain that like you're talking to your little sister. Just say, hey, we work full time, we work 15 hours a day. Our shipping days are Tuesday and Friday. If you need it sooner, we can certainly try to work that out. Please contact us for details. Something like that. And I know for a lot of you, this is your first experience with a home business, so you just don't know how to talk to people. You've never had to do this. You've never had to set up your own policies and try to create a business with guidelines. So that can be a challenge. So the rule of thumb is just always go back to what you would want someone to say to you if you walked into a business. Now, it is not our process to repeat endless information in the description box that is already filled in the specifics boxes. So you don't have to repeat all that stuff. Okay, duration of the listing. This is normally the client's choice, but we recommend 30-day fixed price with best offer, simply because auctions don't really work anymore. I've got a video on fixed price versus auctions, the pros and cons of each. So the link to that is above. You can go watch that video. I won't go through that whole thing now. But that's what we recommend if you are running eBay as a business and you want to see consistent income over the month, is fixed price with best offer on everything. Pricing. This is also the client's choice, but we recommend letting us price the items because we have the experience and the expertise to do that. When you are pricing your items, obviously you're going to look at completed listings, sold listings. If you can't find anything on eBay, then you need to go outside of eBay, look at Amazon, look at what asking prices are on Etsy. There's a lot of different ways to research that online, but most of the time you can find pricing for your basic eBay items on the eBay completed listings. Shipping. Again, that's the client's choice. For our clients, we recommend calculated, as is the most fair for the buyer, unless the item fits in a flat rate option. So I do have another video on shipping, free shipping or not, so you can check that out to see the pros and cons of free shipping versus not. If you use our service, we ask that you provide weights, because we need that for when the shipping label is printed. If clients forget a weight, we add a note to the listing so we can go back and add that in. But even if you're using free or flat rate shipping, you still have to put that weight in for when you print the label. And then we put the listings in the scheduled folder, which we don't like to use drafts because they can overwrite each other and disappear. And there's no rhyme or reason to this, but it has happened. Some sellers can save hundreds of drafts with no problem. Others can't save more than 10. And there is no consistency to this. It doesn't have anything to do with what kind of store subscription you have. It just sometimes drafts right on top of each other, so we don't like to use them. Um, but you can use scheduled listings, and that's what we do is we put your completed when we are working on an order for you, we put them in the scheduled folder, scheduled out like 2 weeks, and then you can go in there and manually send them out when you're ready, and you are not charged unless the listing posts on its own automatically. Now, examples of how we do listings and what yours should look like according to what eBay has said. Um, Here's one that is a jacket, and you can see the title is all the way filled in with some great keywords. She's got quilted zip front, moto. That's a certain kind of jacket. So if you had bought this and didn't know that keyword, we would be able to help you out on that. This is what the description looks like in the description box. And this client is Maggie. She's been with us since 2016, and you can see here that she's had 65 feedbacks in a month, and so she's probably sold twice that much. And so she's very successful using our system. This is a client, Robin, who lives in Ohio, and he sells all kinds of stuff. It's really interesting working on his stuff. But again, you can see the title is filled in as much as possible there. This is the description, just short, sweet, to the point, black text on a white background. And he has sold 43 items in a month, so, well, 43 feedbacks in a month, so probably double that. So, probably around 90 items in a month. And we list about 20 a week for him. Um, and he's been with us, I think, about 6 months now. And then we've got Diana. This is another listing. You can see again, it's filled out. The title is very long. We put everything we possibly can think of in there. And this is what the description looks like. Short, sweet, to the point, black text on a white background. Measurements included for clothing. And here is Diana's feedback page where she's got 56 feedbacks in a month. So she's sold over 100 items easily in the last month. So that's just some proof to show you that our system works. We get these things listed, things are selling, and again, go back, go through this, use the system yourself, and you should see success. Or if you want to find out more about hiring an assistant, the links are below the video. You can go to my website here. You will be directed to this form you can fill out where we just want a little bit of information about your business so we can start this conversation. The cost is $2 per item. We generally run at 24 to 48 hour turnaround on your listings, for a reasonable amount, like less than 50. And no commitment to do anything. You can try us once. If you don't like it, we go our separate ways. We never bother you again, or you can come back whenever you're ready. So I hope this video was helpful as far as outlining the do's and don'ts of creating the perfect listing. And if you do this system and see some good results, I love to hear from you. But this is what I've come up with after selling on eBay since 2003. Lots of trial and error, and this is a proven system that works. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day on eBay. Bye.